we're in the car today. So instead of filming from the back seat or the backyard, I thought I'd take you guys on a little bit of a ride. You know, I got some errands to run. So we're going to go take care of those errands, and I'm going to take you along with me because, you know, it sounds like some of y'all have been stuck inside for various reasons. So I thought maybe, you know, take a little ride around with me. If you hear some air blowing, it's because I got the air conditioner on full blast right now. And as soon as it gets cooled out in here, I will turn that down some so it won't be so noisy. I got some neighborhood folks walking around the back there, so I'm gonna let them go. Alright, we're pulling out of the yard. I did some yard work today, trimming bushes back in the front. And I don't know if y'all guys can say that or tell or not, but I was gonna do the backyard too and decided I didn't feel like it, so I didn't do it. Anyway, our first stop is gonna be Walgreens. And if you ever visit Memphis, you're going to find out that there is a Walgreens, a gas station, and a liquor store on every corner. Sometimes there's even a church, but typically it's those three. This is, y'all getting to ride around in the neighborhood. Usually I don't see this neighborhood much, except when I ride my bike in the morning. It's part of the way I go. But it's a pretty nice neighborhood. This was area was you know, turned into a little subdivision mid 80s, and the house that I'm in now I think was built in 1986, somewhere around there. So it's got some mid 80s stylings on the inside. The kitchen we had to remodel and bring it up to date. So, but one good thing about this neighborhood is there's no cookie cutter houses, you know. All the houses have a slightly different look to them. Maybe the same builder, but, you know, they're not all just exactly alike. Alright, here we go. There was a while when we first moved here that this street here, Hacks Cross, was a 2-lane road with no traffic signals, no stop signs, and the trees hung right over the road all the way down. And that was pretty cool because it stayed nice and cool during the summer. But now it's all developed. You got 3 lanes in each direction and a turn lane on that road now, and they've put in these traffic signals all up and down here, so we have to chill and wait for our turn to go. Anyway, so I did the yard work this morning. I've been doing the bike ride 7.5 to 10 miles 5 days a week. Today I didn't do it because I did some of the yard work stuff. And the magnolias are starting to bloom. I don't know if you look over there to your right, you see that magnolia tree there. It's had its top cut out of it. And those are some really, really big blooms that come on those magnolia trees. And I guess we're close enough to Mississippi where those magnolia trees are prevalent. Alright, this road here didn't used to exist. So they started building all these apartment complexes back here. And there's a lot of apartments back here. 3 stories. They got them really crammed in there. I remember when I used to live in apartments, and each floor had its advantage. Top floor, there wasn't nobody above you walking around all the time, and during the winter you didn't hardly have to turn your heat on at all. Bottom floor advantage is you can walk around as much as you want 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and people below you ain't gonna bother you because there ain't nobody below you. But you get the extra noise of the people above you. And during the summer, you barely have to turn your AC on at all because everybody else's AC is coming down into your place. Alright, Winchester Road. This is the main road by my where I live, subdivision. And anybody that is from Memphis or from the eastern part of Shelby County is going to start wondering, why in the hell did he make that loop? He could have just taken a right on Hacks Cross and been right there at the Walgreens. But that intersection is an absolute mess. And I guess I'm one of those drivers that prefers to find the easiest route in and out of stores, and I like to be on the same side of the street when I turn into a place. So I'm not going across approaching traffic, trying to get into a parking lot or a drive-through or something like that. So that's what I do, man. You do have to be careful in these parking lots, because I swear people drive through them like there ain't no dang rules. Rules? This parking lot doesn't need any rules. Alright, well, we found us a nice parking spot here. I'm going to go inside, do what I need to do, and when I come back out, we will be on the next leg of our journey. Alright, successful trip to the Walgreens, and I called my son up because I didn't know if he had had lunch yet. So I think our little trip might include a little side trip through the McDonald's drive-thru. I don't know how many of y'all people like McDonald's or don't like McDonald's or whatever, but it don't bother me too much. I've worked for McDonald's for about 4 years, and it was pretty cool to know. It was my first real job that I got a paycheck at. All my other jobs before that, I was either bagging groceries for tips or mowing people's yard, and they'd just pay me the cash there, and I'd hit the bowling alley or the arcade and spend all my money right after I earned it. So anyway, McDonald's was my first real get a check, pay taxes, do all that kind of business job. Alright. So, Winchester Road. There are 3, I guess, main roads which go out from downtown Memphis into the suburbs. 4 if you count Shelby Drive, but that's really I guess you could count Shelby Drive, but it's not really a main road in my opinion. So you got Winchester, which is on the south end, heads out towards southeast Shelby County, which is the one we're on now, and actually headed east. Then you have Poplar, which heads straight out east, so it goes to the East Memphis and Shelby County area. And then you've got another one called Summer, which kind of goes to the northeast side of Memphis and Shelby County, all radiating from the downtown area. And there's all kinds of fascinating stories about how, look, I'm going through the yellow light. Officer, the light was yellow. Anyway, they all radiated out from downtown, and as the city grew, the population would start going on out along these main roads. And there's some very cool videos made by the public television station here in Memphis describing how the city grew from just being a stop for barges and place where you'd sell all of your cotton and everything that the folks grow in Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. The big cotton market used to be right downtown Memphis many, many, many years ago. And over there on my right, that's my doctor's office there, where it says for lease. So anybody needs to get an office near my doctor's office, well, there you go. All right. More apartment complexes. I tell you, they sure like putting them apartment complexes up. So you get that big bunch by me. Then you got this one here, and these are like 2-story apartments, not really big. And they're a little bit more fancy because they're partially on the golf course. And then you get down here, and these are the ones that they've just built. I mean, within the year. And these are some more of those big 3-story gigantor, layouts. I guess some of them are 2-story. But man, it's a big complex. I do not miss living in apartments. The only advantage to me living in an apartment was you never had to do any yard work. Of course, you didn't have a yard to enjoy and all like that, but you never had to do any yard work, which was pretty cool to me. All right, here we are at the next stop. I bought a lottery ticket because I thought I might win something. Turns out I did not win the big Mega Million jackpot, but I got a couple of numbers that match, so I'm going to come through here and let this lady run my numbers and see if I didn't get a few bucks. Anyway, I will be right back. Y'all can hang out here, I guess. And we're back. Air conditioning back on. Normally when I drive around, I don't run the air conditioner. I normally roll the windows down because I like to hear all the outside noises. I don't know, maybe that's weird. Maybe I watch too much NASCAR. But today, since I'm talking on this video, I wanted to kind of lessen the amount of noise that was ambient in the situation. So no windows down, they're all up. Alright, Winchester Road. We are out of Memphis city limits and are now in an area of called Germantown. Kind of a little bit more fancy than Memphis, more fancy than Shelby County, which is kind of the area I live in. Not really Memphis, not really Germantown. And the only thing about Germantown is they are notorious for having police just about everywhere looking to hand out them speeding tickets. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever gotten a Germantown ticket before, but I have gotten a few Collierville tickets. And Collierville is the next town, city area around here that we're going to be getting to next. And so I have to watch my speed going through here. I got a lot of nice. I like the way that you get into Germantown and Collierville. They keep these medians all up and flowers and everything else. Hey, look at there! Welcome to Collierville. So we're in Collierville. Whoops, we're in Collierville now, and the speed limit is exact around here. Next stop will be the McDonald's, and to get to the McDonald's easily, you kind of have to go through the Kroger parking lot. So here we are, all the Kroger shoppers. I like to do all my grocery shopping early in the morning because it always stinks or sucks, whatever you want to call it, having to go back out to your car, load the groceries into the trunk, and then climb into a hot old car. That ain't no fun at all. So go in the morning. Plus, early in the morning it's less crowded. These days they're letting the at-risk and older folks for this virus deal shop from 7 to 8. So I usually have to wait to 8 now before I head on in there and do my shopping. But that ain't too bad. 8's not too bad. I can get it all done usually within an hour and back home unloaded. Very nice. Alright, here we are, the McDonald's. I get McDonald's. And of course the drive-thru's all backed up. That ain't so bad though. I don't know if I'll run my mouth or fast forward through this drive-thru business. How do you like that truck? It's got one of those mini tailgates up at the top. I see you can flip down that little mini part there and root around in your tailgate area. I remember when trucks were normal size. A full-size truck was normal size. You could stand by the back tire and reach into the bed and get whatever you needed. You have to get ladders and step up things and all kinds of stuff to get in the back of them trucks now. So I'm not so interested in getting a truck. Dang, I'm in the Maisie spot. That spot where they may ask to take my order, but I'm not close enough to the speaker to give my order. It's always awkward. Having worked at McDonald's, I kind of knew what was going on when that happened. I knew a car was there, and I'd holler out, you know, how can I help you? And I wouldn't get no answer, and I'm like, okay. They're not close enough to the speaker yet. But I got my order from my son. He likes to get that quarter pounder with cheese, plain. No pickles, onions, mustard, ketchup. I don't mind the condiments. Condiments are all right with me. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can get it right.
Am I happy?
Yes, I need to get a number 2 meal, plain, with a Coke to drink.
What else for you?
A number 2 meal with everything on the sandwich, and a Diet Coke to drink.
Alright. 1512.
Alright, thank you. 1512. Alright, drive-through etiquette. I never like to hustle up too much on folks in the drive-through. Because, I don't know, I don't want to make people feel like I'm trying to rush them. Just take your time in the drive-through. The drive-throughs are slow, that's just the way it goes. You don't need to get bent out of shape and get your feelings hurt if the drive-through ain't moving fast. All right. Thank you. Alright, next window. I always like to get my stuff together before they get to this next window, because this is the one that they time the employees at. See how quick they can hand the food out. I don't want to be the cause of the problem.
Hi, how are you? That's regular.
Alright.
Diet.
Thank you. Yeah, when we were at McDonald's, they used to time this window here. See how fast you could get service out. It always bothered me when people would pull up, start the timer, but wouldn't pull up far enough for me to give them food. So, all right, thank you. All right, well that was pretty quick and uneventful, just like any drive-through should be. Again, when I'm going through these parking lots, I am keeping my head on a swivel, because you never know, these people drive through these parking lots like crazy. Alright, Forest Hill, Irene. This is another road with a story. We won't get into it, but there used to be a dairy on this road, the Forest Hill, Irene Dairy. And that's where we used to get all the milk and butter and whatnot local for Memphis and Shelby County. But no dairy farm out here anymore. Still got the road. Alright. Cruise control is set. So I don't go speeding, because they will nab you. You can't see them neither. Like them police around here got the Klingon cloaking device, or whoever it was in Star Trek that had the cloaking device where you couldn't see their ships. Alright, a little bit of a speed increase. Now, on this video, if the GPS thing is working right, it's going to display my speed up there. And y'all will see I usually set this cruise control about 5 miles an hour over the limit. And that's just the way I do. And it seems to be that police are pretty tolerant if you're somewhere between 0 and 7 miles an hour over the limit. You know, they're looking for folks that are just flying down the road, you know, 15, 20 miles an hour over, because I think that's where they get a lot of their big revenue from, is those super speeders, if you want to call them that. Alright. Yeah, this road here used to be a 2-lane road, 1 lane in each direction, and Winchester Road was notorious, or famous, depending on which side you're on, for guys used to like to come in here and drag race their hot rods. It's not in this area of Winchester, but farther down, where there was a measured quarter mile between a bridge and an intersection that had a traffic signal. Who knows if it always had one, but they would race from that intersection with the traffic signal to the bridge. And when you hit that bridge, you know, whoever got to that first was the winner. And it was straight, and, you know, back then there was very few people living out here, so they could kind of get away with it. Not so much anymore. It's oftentimes I can't even do the speed limit on this road because you know, folks feel like driving slow, and that's alright. You know, I don't mind if they drive slow, fast. It don't bug me. It's not like I'm gonna be trying to patrol the roads, fussing people. There didn't used to be so many traffic signals on this road, and it was harder to get out of apartments or subdivisions once it started to get a lot more developed and folks living out here. So I guess they had to put in the traffic signals to regulate the flow of traffic, where you could get in and out of places without feeling like you had to risk your life. Alright. I believe this is the area where we're out of Germantown now and into Shelby County, and it's Shelby County on the left and Memphis on the right, but I think that the right side over there is fixing to be de-annexed, so it will go back to being just plain old Shelby County, which helps with the folks that live there, because the only reason Memphis wanted it was to get the revenue from property tax. And once Memphis took it over, everybody moved out, and you can't get property tax from empty homes. So had some folks lobby and get them de-annexed, so that's pretty cool for them. I could go into my neighborhood right here at this traffic signal, but you end up at an intersection within my neighborhood where there's a hill, and you've got the stop sign, and folks are coming over that hill, and they come over that hill pretty fast, and if you're not looking, man, you will get smacked. Folks flying over that hill. So I kind of avoid having to stop at that stop sign, and I'll go up to the next entrance in my neighborhood where I can turn in and just go all the way down to kind of closer to where I live without having to deal with stop signs or anything. Well, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the outing today. We got the Walgreens done. We got my lottery ticket checked, which I did not win. 0 winnings from that, so try again next time. And we'll get to go through the drive-thru at McDonald's, which was thankfully uneventful. We got all our food. I did not check my bag, so there may be a surprise wait for me to get home. I may not have the right food, or it'll be like a little game. Anyway, there's that intersection I don't like coming out of. And here's the hill up here where they come around, and if you're not careful, you won't see them coming. But yeah, early in the morning, this is part of my bike ride route here. And it's pretty nice in the morning. It was not too hot, not too humid. Not many folks out driving around. And a few folks are walking dogs and, you know, also exercising the same way I am. There's another one of the magnolia trees. That was a big old one there. But, yeah, this is about it. We're headed to on final approach. We need to check our vectors and wind speed direction. Make sure the landing gear is lowered. Have the correct landing flaps. And that our sink rate and speed is correct for the weight that we are carrying. Alright, here we are back at the gate. Alright, well I thank you for accompanying me on that ride. And I guess we will see y'all next Thursday.